All right, come in, have a seat. It's the best day, and you know why that is? It's because it's the day we get to talk about the biggest stories of the week. I wasn't ready for that to involve Adam Sandler somehow. His new movie is like his best reviewed movie yet. Are you surprised? Get excited. It's group chat time. Let's go. I'm Elamin Abdelmahmoud. This is Commotion. You know what? It's actually not enough to tell you that Adam Sandler is back. I think you need to hear this.
My bat mitzvah determines the rest of my life. If I have a kick-ass party, doors would open. And I just think Dua Lipa would make the party perfect.
You can have a ball pit.
That's for kids. I've had my period for 7 months now.
That's a long period, sweetheart.
That is a bit of the trailer for the latest comedy from Adam Sandler. It is called You Are So Not Invited to My Bat Mitzvah. Adam is not the star of this movie. No, that would be Adam Sandler's youngest daughter, Sunny. As you might have guessed from the title and everything you just heard there, it is about the teenage drama surrounding a bat mitzvah. Ashley Ray, Morgan Campbell, and Natalie Norman have all seen it. They have thoughts. Welcome to the group chat, everybody. How's it going?
Wonderful.
Everything is awesome now that I'm here with you all.
Oh my gosh. See, that's the most delightful vibe to kick off the day. Morgan, I'm actually going to start with you. Why don't you kick us off? Tell us, what is the premise of this movie?
You pretty much explained it, but I'll do it again. So you have Lydia, that's Adam Sandler's daughter, and forgive me for calling Adam Sandler. I don't kind of recognize him as a character. He's Adam Sandler, no matter what
full
he's
name.
anyway.
Full name, 100%.
Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Lydia's Adam Sandler's daughter. Stacy's Adam Sandler's daughter. She has a best friend named Lydia. There's a hunk at the school named Adam. Oh, yeah. And all of these love interests are converging around the time of these two bat mitzvahs. There's some conflict and a bit of a crush triangle. And somebody gets uninvited from somebody's bat mitzvah, but I'm not going to tell you who because that would be a spoiler.
That was very tactful of you, and even considerate of like I'm not going to spoil too much. Natalie, you're Jewish, but you did not have a bat mitzvah. First of all, I'm sorry, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sad about it. I want one.
There's still time. We're going to figure this out for you right now. But secondly, did you like this movie?
I did. Well, my favorite part was little secret. My sister and my nephew were in the movie.
That's amazing. So you're just watching the whole movie waiting for that moment?
That's basically what I was watching.
Yeah.
My nephew is like, I think one of the bat mitzvahs is based on him. So that was cute, but incredible. I did like the movie. Yeah.
What did you like about it?
I liked that it felt like I liked how the girls felt like real teenage girls and they weren't dressed up. And I liked the chemistry between Adam and his daughters. It felt really like nice. I didn't care for his wife's acting, but that's another story. Sorry.
Okay, let's get into that story, Ashley. That's exactly correct. This is a family affair for Adam Sandler. Yes. Both his daughters join him in the lead roles. His wife, Jackie, is in it. She's not anywhere near the lead role, but she pops up here and there. What'd you make of the chemistry of the Sandler family on screen?
I mean, I think they have amazing chemistry together. And beyond this movie, they've done so many together at this point. They also were in Hubie Halloween, a few others. And I think Adam Sandler keyed in on the fact that he loves his family so much, he won't act with any other family. Like he just knows it works with them. And I think his daughters, they clearly appreciate comedy. They've come up and really understood, I think, Adam Sandler's kind of way of doing it. And it shows. They're really, really strong for teen actors. And that's what made me really love the movie. I truly related to these girls. It took me back to middle school. I loved it almost as much as I love Pen 15. So
Can I ask a question to Natalie and Ashley? Elamin, have you seen it too?
I have. I sure have.
Okay, so do you guys think, though, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but do you think it deserved a happy ending, given what a jerk Stacy was to Lydia? When I watch what these two do, like, this is serious stuff we're talking about.
Morgan, it's a teen drama, bro.
No, but there's teen drama, but then there's like
literally like 12 years old.
No, I'm loving this. I don't think there should have been a happy ending.
No, it should have ended. And again, not to spoil too much, it should have ended with Lydia kicking the crap out of Stacy because that's what Stacy heard.
I think the argument
looking at this.
But hold on, the argument that
through
you're
the lens of
making,
this-
Morgan, the argument you're making is that the wound that Stacy causes Lydia in this movie is actually too deep for just like a fun teenage drama. And
wounds plural.
It's a,
Like she does it.
Oh wow,
This is serious stuff.
Team
You're
Lydia
right.
popping out
Lydia
over here.
Yeah, jeez.
I gotta say, I feel you because I would have never gotten over this if I had a bat mitzvah.
Okay, but let's not act like Lydia was so innocent and perfect after what she did at the ledge.
What?
No.
And again,
Wow,
no spoilers here.
This
but-
is diving really deep into this movie. I do, first of all, actually want to note that you said his family, Adam Sandler and his family, were terrific in Hubie Halloween. It does not go unnoticed that you are one of 5 people who watch Hubie Halloween. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
that's-
I actually thank you.
All right,
I
we got
think
6. That's incredible.
it's the start of the Sandler-ssance, okay? Like Adam Sandler is in a new era, and it started really with Uncut Gems into Hubie Halloween, and now with You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. It's a trilogy of who he is today.
I have to say that every once in a while I encounter a new person who watches Hubie Halloween, and I go, I think actually I'm in the wrong here. Like, because everyone who's seen it is like, yeah, it was a great movie. You should enjoy it.
It's amazing. It's one of Ray Liotta's last roles. It's like so hilarious in a corny way for kids, but also knows adults are watching. I love what Adam Sandler is doing with his career and that his family really is a core part of it.
Natalie, go on.
I just want to say I did a podcast for someone where we talked about that film for a very long time.
Okay, so, but Natalie, let's get into this because Hubie Halloween, but also this movie. At this point, the Sandler kids have been in like upwards of 10 Adam Sandler movies. Exactly what Ashley said in terms of Adam being like, I don't want to act with anyone else but these people. Is it fair to criticize them as Nepo babies? Or are they kind of like actually just so good that they circumvent that criticism?
Well, they're obviously not so good.
Oh, come on.
But I mean, I guess like that seems to be what Hollywood does. So I guess it's fine. I mean, for this movie, I do like it because it's a family movie about something that they actually experienced, a bat mitzvah. So I do like it for this one. And I think it's okay for this one. The rest of them, there's other actors. We could work with others.
You know what? I think it's the kind of nepotism I like. Okay. Like if someone is a car mechanic and their kid starts fixing cars at 2 years old, I trust that. They've been doing it for a long time. And that's how I feel about the Sandler kids.
Morgan, I got to say, every time we talk about Nepo babies, people act like they wouldn't do the same. Like they wouldn't do if they were subtly famous and they could just cast anybody in any role. I'd be like, I'm casting my kid. I'm casting my neighbors. I'm casting my friends. Of course I would do that. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Is that a fair criticism though?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a tough time getting worked up about nepotism in the movies. Like, and again, especially the rest of us, like we're all adults here. I don't know what the listenership is like. I assume that they're adults and they're smart and they've all had jobs. And they've all looked around the office and realized that despite what we're told our whole lives, that like a bunch of this stuff is not a meritocracy. It's about who you know, whom you know, who your parents are, who your cousin is, whatever. So like if
the
Adam
serene
Sandler,
acceptance of that is incredible to me. You're just it's just a thing that happens.
Now, if Adam Sandler was the head coach of the New York Jets, and
something that mattered,
a real
and then
job.
They said to Aaron Rodgers, take a seat because Stacy from You're Not Coming to My Bat Mitzvah is now the starting quarterback. Then I'd have a problem with it. But
I think everyone would.
I can agree. Yeah, I would also have a problem with this.
And there's also a difference too between like pure nepotism and someone just being born into a business, into a craft, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's of course
you're
they're
born
around the
and
carbed all the time.
Yes, your dad is an actor. You do this all the time. Just like you look at the Toronto Blue Jays, even before they traded Gurriel, they have Bo Bichette, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Kevin Biggio, all these people that just grew up around baseball. Is that nepotism that their dads get them the job necessarily? No, but they just grew up around this sport, and so they hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we all waiting for our nepotism moment?
Right?
In fact,
I'm waiting.
In fact, I feel like I've been denied it. You know what I mean? I feel like,
Exactly.
Yes. Actually, I want to talk to you about the Adam Sandler Netflix, I guess, like combination, because that
The
relationship.
Sandler-ssance. Yeah, the Sandler-ssance. I think we all agree.
You're coining the
to call it that.
Sandler-ssance. I'm on board with this. But you're totally right. Like Uncut Gems, last year you put out Hustler, and that was like a really great film. That was just like a really understated, beautiful film. We know that Netflix paid Adam Sandler just like a boatload of money to keep making movies with them.
Yeah.
This is a new one. Would you say it's too early to call this combination I guess, a victorious winning one? Or are we kind of solidly like, yeah, this relationship makes sense?
Yeah, I'm solidly in the he has done it. He found a way to update his, Happy Gilmore, the Waterboy humor to a modern audience. He found a way to get his whole family paid. He doesn't have to pay to send those kids to college. They're on their own Netflix checks. That's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And honestly, both of these movies are movies I would return to. They're movies that I thought, honestly, if I had a little 12-year-old girl, I'd want her to watch this. Same with Hubie Halloween, which I do rewatch every Halloween. Because it's just that fun. It's a really delightful film. So I think he's really established himself as one of the people who made good on his Netflix deal. And thank God he did, because it's incredible stuff.
Natalie, where are you at with the Netflix deal?
I don't feel the same way, but
Okay, go off.
And I'm going to be honest, my favorite, I particularly love the murder mystery films.
Natalie,
I feel like
are you kidding? No one even knows what they're even called, bro. What is happening? I feel like I've entered another universe where people are watching Adam Sandler movies that I've never even heard of. Continue.
No. It's the one with Jennifer Aniston, and it's everything I want from an Adam Sandler movie. It's silly. It kind of makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, he's complaining, and I love those ones. This one is like, I guess it's because it's family oriented. It doesn't relate to me, and I don't know. I just want more old Adam Sandler. So that's where I am.
But Morgan, I guess like when we look at the range of this Netflix deal, actually, there's quite a vast range. Like there's the murder mystery ones. There's a Hubie Halloween, because that's a universe that exists that I will one day enter. I hope to enter that universe one day. But then there's also...
We want a sequel. We really want a sequel.
But then also there was Uncut Gems, which was like critically just like beloved. There was like a serious Adam Sandler Oscar push for that. And so you're kind of seeing a kind of a wider range of Adam Sandler than we're used to. Do you think he's redefining how we understand him, Morgan?
Who is we?
Is it redefining how you understand Adam Sandler?
I guess, because you asked me about Adam Sandler, I'm like, I don't know, Cajun Man, Hanukkah song, Waterboy, and then it's just like flyover states. You know what I mean? And so I'm probably not the guy to answer that question in depth.
What I'm surprised by, Ashley, is that in Morgan's answer, he didn't say, you know what? He used to be the silly person, and now I think of him as like a little bit more seriously. But do you think of him as a little bit more seriously now because of the Netflix deal?
I do. And I also think at the same time, he achieved that with Uncut Gems. And now he's at a part of his career where he doesn't have to prove himself to anyone. I think he knows that he can take on the serious role. He's been doing that since Punch Drunk Love.
Yes.
Yes.
Speak on it.
One of the flyover states that you should probably check out. But he's been doing it for that long. And I think he knows, like, I'm in this comfortable part of my career where I don't even think he's worried about like nepotism baby charges, because he's so genuine to comedy, to how he's raised his kids in this. I think also in the movie, you do see him putting on a lot of like younger up and coming comics. Sarah Sherman plays the rabbi, who started on SNL like 2 years ago, and she's absolutely incredible in it. So, with the nepotism, he's also always like, let me get some other people in there. So I think he's doing a lot for comedy.
One thing that's remarkable about this movie is that Adam Sandler shows up in basketball shorts and Hawaiian shirts, which is exactly the outfit that he's photographed in real life. This man had a wardrobe budget of $0 for this movie. He was like, I'll just wear...
acting.
But not at all. Not acting whatsoever. He's just in his regular clothes, and I'm very happy for him. Okay, we're going to...
Okay.
No, continue.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, he's just like a real Jewish dad.
and he plays that role so perfectly. Okay, we're going to move on from Adam Sandler because Morgan, I have you here, and I want to talk to you about something that is a bit more in your forte. Okay, I want to quickly get your thoughts on a couple of sports-related stories that caught our attention. We're going to start with this one.
The thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals, and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world.
It was so great listening to that clip and then watching Morgan and Ashley just like laughing to themselves as that was happening. In case you need to know what just happened, that was U.S. track and field star Noah Nyles, and he's dragging the NBA for calling the winners of the NBA, the league every year, world champions. Noah's comments obviously went viral, as you can imagine. He started getting dragged by NBA players and by fans. Drake, for some reason, was like, you know what? I'm also going to throw some hits at this guy. Morgan, this was all over my timeline. Can you quickly give us the case for and against calling the NBA world champions?
There is no good faith case for calling the NBA champion the world champion. I'll tell you what they say. What they say is that because the NBA is the best league in the world and players come from lots of different places to play in the NBA, that the NBA champion is the world champion. Like at best, it's a de facto world championship, but the case against it is very clear. The word national is right in the title of the league. So if you are the National Basketball Association champion, you are a national champion. And right now, as we speak, in the Philippines, there is a World Cup of basketball going on right now. You win that tournament, you're the world champ. This is
Canada's in the second round of that. Yes, 100%.
Yes, this is all very clear. And this is like a little bit of inside baseball, inside track and field. But I do happen to be married to a retired track and field athlete who is a 2-time world champion in track and field.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff track and field people talk about. So like at that news conference amongst the track nerds, that sounds completely normal. It gets out of the track nerd bubble into the mainstream sports hot takeosphere.
Yeah.
And it blows up. And people think this is absurd, but like the most absurd element of all of this is like the extreme insecurity of all these NBA players. Yes, Noah Lyles is a little bit thirsty. I get it. And track and field has a strong, like, please like my sport vibe to it. But at the same time, like, why does Kevin Durant care what a track and field guy says? Kevin Durant is everywhere all year round. A track and field guy is famous for 1 week out of every 4 years.
1 week is generous.
Why does he care?
Yeah, 100%.
And if NBA players want to be world champions, go try out for Team USA, go play in the World Cup over the summer instead of doing whatever else you do. Go win a World Cup. And then you're the world champion, and there's nothing else to talk about.
Damn.
I don't know if Damian Lillard has won any World Cups, but he has not won any NBA titles. And I like Damian Lillard as an athlete and as a personality, but if we're talking NBA titles as world titles, this is not his debate to have.
Damn. Morgan, Drake's going to come for you next. That's what's about to happen.
Drake has sold a lot of records, but he ain't no world champ.
Wow. I will say, like, Noah does have the ability to be like, I just won my race. I just came here with a gold medal. I am the world champion. I can talk my talk. And you know what? You can't say anything about it because I defeated everyone else from around the world. That's why the quote ends with, I love the USA, but that ain't the world. Ashley, how do you feel about this? How are you feeling about the commotion around this story?
I agree with him. I don't know why everyone is so mad at him when he's just simply right. It, like you said, national means national. It kind of just reminds me of just general American exceptionalism. I think, every year we come together and we're like, the Super Bowl is the most important sport in the world. Everybody cares about the Super Bowl. And it's like, no, that's just an American thing. You're not a world champ if you win the Super Bowl. Like nobody else is playing. So I think it's just that same like bruised ego feeling that these men have, and that's why this kid is upsetting them, even though he's absolutely right. Like, Sha'Carri Richardson also came out and was like, I agree with him. Like, if you really want to be a world champion, go out and compete with the world. It's a totally different environment when you're in another country. So leave him alone, Drake.
My thoughts on this are, listen, my only regret is that Noah didn't say, and also the World Series, because what is that? You know what I mean? Like, that is also a super domestic sport. What is happening here? Okay, it is the United States and one city in Canada. That is not the world, Natalie.
As a Canadian, I do not care what happens in American sports. Like, I really don't. And like, I get it. It's like, how can you have more money and be upset? That's like, these men make so much money and you care what someone else says. Like, go to hell.
That is a very good point too, because the NBA in particular, they have a salary cap because it goes up every year. Every time more revenue comes in, it's collectively bargained. So the salary cap goes up every year, but they also have a salary floor. So every year in the NBA, like there's these guys that sign contracts and people look at this contract and say, why the hell is that guy making that much money? Because he has to, because someone has to get the money because the teams have a rule they have to follow where they have to spend a certain percentage of the salary cap. Meanwhile, Noah Nyles is out here. If he does well, he gets sponsorships. And now that he's a 3-time world champion, like in one meet, when he goes back out on the circuit, he can command a higher appearance fee, but he is literally out here running for money. He does not have guarantees like these guys have. No one's going to give him, no one, like the Noah Lyles equivalent in the NBA is LeBron, Luka, Giannis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like the equivalent of even a Jaylen Brown in track and field is scuffling. And so these rich, privileged dudes are dumping on this guy for pointing out something that's very obvious, is that most of y'all ain't world champs. And it don't even matter if you win the NBA title. You're still not a world champ. Just accept it. If you love the label so much, go out and win one.
I love that we are now the Noah Lyles Defense Fund. I love that for us. But we got to move on to our last story real quick. Okay, we got one more celebrity and sports related story. This one hits a little closer to home. Listen to this.
With every tap, a new legend is born. A chance to grab destiny, defy the odds. Because every bet with BetMGM has a potential for greatness.
That is Wayne Gretzky right there. It is his side hustle. He is the brand ambassador for an online gambling site. Earlier this week, the Ontario government announced it's going to ban all online gambling ads and marketing that features celebrities and athletes. That means if you live in Ontario and watch all those gambling ads like the ones featuring Drake or Jamie Foxx or Aaron Paul, this is it, man. You're out of luck. You can't see them anymore. Morgan, what's behind this move?
What's behind it is that finally somebody somewhere with some regulatory power has decided to make a decision that makes sense. Probably for the first time since sports gambling went widespread legal mainstream 2 or 3 years ago. Because the sports industry increasingly, if you look at the ads and you look at who is like investing in leagues, all the money's coming from 3 places that the money seems really appealing up front, but there are like long-term consequences that are either plainly foreseeable or like 2 or 3 degrees away. So like sports gambling, Ozempic, if you watch a Blue Jays game, there's Ozempic ads everywhere. Yeah. And Saudi Arabia, everyone's like, give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. And that money comes with strings, but nobody wants to look at the strings. So like sports gambling, and I can't be the only person that feels
Morgan
this
is
way.
looking stressed as he explains this. Morgan is just completely, continue. Yeah.
Ticking time bomb. You are just bombarding and pummeling this audience with these messages about how they should gamble and how gambling is fun. Even though I am the person, I'm the betting house, I want you to gamble because I want you to lose. And this is what gets, this is losing. This is what get lost. This is the part of the message that gets lost to the audience, is that you're supposed to go there and lose. That's why they have so much money.
So there's something about the glamorizing of gambling, right?
And glamorizing and addictive behavior, Elamin.
Yeah. Would
you do this with cocaine?
No, you sure would not.
Some people actually might, but you know what I mean.
I think if you could run ads for cocaine, I imagine people might get someone to do that.
100%.
But
let me take that back.
Natalie's like, that sounds like a pretty good marketing plan, Ashley. But let me ask you, Ashley, if you think this kind of ban could be effective in the United States, because taking celebrities out of the game of advertising something that could be addictive, that's a really significant move. That suggests actually we cannot compete with the power that celebrities have to influence people's behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know that something like this could work in America. We're just too big. There's all these countries and each one has different counties. They're all doing their different things. Already, like, gambling is so different in like state to state that I just don't think anyone would ever come together and be like, let's do something that would make us all also lose money. It's just not the priority here. So I also think with social media, it's even harder to control these things, even when the FCC tries to come rein in celebrities and say, hey, Kim Kardashian, you have to label this or you're not allowed to do this. They're just like, yeah, I'll take the fine. I would rather have all the money. So I wonder if you could do this like anywhere else. I think Ontario, like it's like a state basically from my American understanding.
You're doing great.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I feel like from this level, a direct ban on celebrity ads like that are online, I think is a lot easier to manage. So I just, yeah.
Y'all, I want to get like so much deeper into this. Natalie, I wish I had time to ask you the question about more about this, but we are unfortunately up against the clock. So I just want to say, Morgan, Natalie, Ashley, thank you so much for being on the show this week. This was a delightful time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Of course. Morgan Campbell is the host of Bring It In on CBC Gem. He was in Toronto. Ashley Ray is a comedian, actor, and host of the podcast TV Essay. She was in LA. And Natalie Norman is a comedian. She spoke to us from New York. My name is Elamin Abdelmahmoud, and I'm just about out of time, but I'll tell you this. I'm going to be here next week, so if you're around, I'd love to hang out with you. I'll see you then.